I'm going to talk about importing content into WordPress from other systems. I'll try and have this talk in English as well as Marathi. So let's quickly have so who all speaks Marathi? Hindi? Okay. And what would be the preferred way? Do you prefer Marathi? Anything that you wouldn't understand in English or anything of that sort?
English is
Fine. So it's a small group. Let's we'll keep it to English for most of the time then. Okay. So let me just clarify. So this is more. It is not a talk which is for developers only. If I were to talk about in terms of an audience, it is developers that I'm targeting, and also people who would call themselves WordPress consultants. So if you're working with your clients and not really a coder, but you help them set up WordPress websites using plugins, using themes, this is something that would help you as well. Okay. So just to get a quick heads up, who all from this group is developers? Okay, almost all. And for the rest, do you do freelancing work in terms of WordPress? And so how do you do it? As in, do you set up themes or what do you do? Okay. Great. Cool. So I think most of us are developers, and for the rest also it is not that we are going to talk too much of a code over here. Let's see what we are covering. So what I'm going to cover is what is the ecosystem, the data ecosystem in WordPress, as in typically where does all the data come from and who consumes it. And when I say data, I'm talking about maybe blog posts or WooCommerce products or whatever is actually content that you see in your WordPress website. So we are first going to broadly discuss where does all this data come from. Most of it is human created, right? As in somebody would create a blog post or somebody would create a product description and post it. So where does it come from and where is it and in what forms is it consumed? Okay. We'll be also talking about different importing options that we currently have in terms of plugins. Most of these are plugins which are designed for special purpose, as in there would be a plugin which would be designed to import RSS feeds into WordPress. There would be a plugin which is designed to import, maybe export from Blogger and create WordPress posts from that and so on. So we'll be talking about single purpose or specialized importers. If all of you are developers over here, we'll quickly touch upon if you are creating from scratch a custom plugin for your client, what are the different things that you would need to deal with. If you are creating a bespoke plugin for your client for importing, what are the things that you keep in mind. And there are very few options when it comes to generic data importing. WP All Import, the company that I represent, is one of those. I'll quickly touch upon that. Maybe if time permits, we'll do a quick demo. So what I mean by generic data importing tool is that any plugin which is not restricted to a specific data format, which lets you take any data format and map fields to WordPress native data types. As in, for example, if there is a XML field from Facebook, okay, so Facebook also has an API, right? If there is an API feed that comes from Facebook, any plugin that lets you map any element from Facebook's API to maybe a post title, post content and so on. So that would be generic because that gives you flexibility to map fields yourself. Okay, so these are the three things that we are going to talk about. Okay, so primarily talking about the data ecosystem. Now, largely all of us would believe that most of the data is human created, as in bloggers would create blog posts and e-commerce store owners would create product descriptions and so on, right? But what is changing is that lately a lot of this data comes from other systems. For example, if you're running an affiliate marketing store, your data might come from affiliate web feeds from 10 different sources, right? Or for that matter, if you are a climate change company which is reporting pollution levels in a certain city and you are using WordPress as a platform for that, your data might come from some sensors which measure pollution, which measure humidity and so on. Uh, it is not always possible that your data would typically come from human edited form, but it would be machine generated, it could be an API output, it could be a feed, it could be many different things these days. Okay, so where does importing typically help? So I've just tried to list a couple of use cases over here. So synchronized e-commerce shops. So something like you're setting up an e-commerce store for using maybe WooCommerce or something for a client, and that client also has a storefront. So your stock levels need to be synchronized to the storefront as well as the online stock level that is shown. Integration with ERP or intranet system. So many clients have some sort of enterprise level software for jobs, right? Job boards, etc. Tally is very often used in the industry, or they could have their own ERP system, and all these ERP systems interact with other systems only through XML output. So that could be one. Other is content aggregation. So content aggregation, as in you want to aggregate content from different sources. That is when you would need import. As I mentioned, the example where you are getting data from some sort of sensors, Internet of Things, affiliate marketing, migration from other CMSs. Still, migration from other CMS is something where there are specialized solutions available. So for example, you would have plugins which will migrate data from Blogger to WordPress, or maybe Drupal to WordPress and so on. So that is one thing which is largely taken care by most of the players. Right. Anything that I've missed out so far? Any use case that you have come across which we can quickly discuss before we proceed further? Okay.
I once came across have to import all there was a custom PHP based job board, and I had to import it to WP jobs.
Right.
What would be the best case scenario to do that? Does your plugin support that?
We will come to that, but broadly whatever custom job software that you are using, did it have maybe something like an XML feed or some sort?
Or we could generate that with SQL and everything.
Yeah, we could generate that, right? Or you could at the least have an SQL output. I mean SQL output.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll discuss about that. We'll come to that. Okay, so let's quickly talk about different import categories. So there are, as I had mentioned in my overview, there are specialist plugins which let you do only one job but let you do it very well. Maybe import from one system to WordPress. Bespoke plugin development, how do you go about if you're developing a import plugin for your client, and generalist sort of import plugins. I think this is small, but so this is a quick list of some specialist import plugins which are fairly popular. There is a whole lot of official plugins that are available in the from Automattic in the WordPress repository. So WordPress importer is the most popular WordPress to WordPress importing plugin. I'm sure everybody knows about this. There is an RSS importer by Automattic, fairly robust, can be used for RSS importing. There is an official Blogger importer, though it is not very much used these days, but there was a period when a lot of people migrated from Blogger to WordPress. That is when this was handy. Similarly, Movable Type and Typepad. There is a WooCommerce CSV importer, though this is not officially from WooCommerce, but fairly popular in terms of an importing solution for importing products into WooCommerce. There are other products. So there is this WP RSS aggregator, which is fairly famous. Lets you aggregate, automate posting from RSS feeds, etc. There's a paid version of that plugin as well. There's this really simple CSV importer, which is also fairly famous when it comes to importing CSV. But one thing about all of these plugins is that they are made for a single purpose, as in they're built in a way that they are designed to import data from one system, whatever it could be, into WordPress or into WooCommerce, right? Okay, now let's quickly quickly talk about what challenges that you or what part of WordPress you would deal with as a developer, and I'm assuming most of you being developers over here, what part of WordPress you would deal with if you are developing a bespoke or a custom solution to import stuff. So typically what you would have is that you would get maybe a SQL download or a CSV download, and you would have to parse it and import into WordPress as posts or custom post types along with taxonomies, along with media, maybe import users and so on, right? So broadly it comes into these 5 categories. Either you are importing posts or pages or custom post types for which you have these range of insert post and update post functions, or you are importing custom fields. I mean, mostly you would also be importing custom fields along with a custom post, right? You'd be importing taxonomies or terms for that matter. You'd be probably importing users if you are importing something complete from another system to WordPress, and you'd be importing media as attachments natively into WordPress, right? So I've just listed the broader level, top level functions. There are a whole lot of other functions that are there in the codex that I'm sure you would always research when you're developing a plugin. But the main problem with developing bespoke solutions for import is that if it is a one-time thing, that's the best possible approach that you can take. But many times what happens is that import as a solution is typically, the client would want it to automate something, and then there is some X system that is continuously outputting some data, maybe at the end of the day, at the end of the week, end of the month, and your WordPress-based solution should capture that sync. So it tends to be a lot more complicated than a one-time import. So there are things like, you should not duplicate post. If there is an update, then you should post an update. Media should be imported properly. Then the source format might at times change because larger enterprise systems, they might change an API. You might just miss out that. So there are a lot more complications beyond simple programming which comes into play if you are having an integrated system where you are automating an import, right? Right. So lastly, we are talking about a generic approach where which solves a lot of these problems as compared to bespoke systems. Before that, any questions, any other use case because beyond this point what we'll try and do is that we'll try and explore a couple of tools and mostly do a demo. I'll skip out from this presentation and get into a demo. So any other thing that you want me to cover in the final thing? Cool. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have 3 quick demos. Yes, 5 minutes. Fine. Cool. So I'll have 3 quick demos. One is a simple import. I'll do it using this plugin called WP All Import. I do 2 demos because there's only 5 minutes. There are also these set of tools which have come up in the market. This is nothing related to WordPress. It is called Kimono and Import.io. These are the tools which let you API-fy a web page. So for example, if you are importing or trying to import from Playlist or maybe Sulekha.com and they don't have a structured API, but you want all the benefits of a structured API, you can use a Kimono or an Import.io to quickly convert that into an API. Let's have these quick 2 demos. Okay, so I'm just quickly skipping all the stuff and we'll quickly go through what a typical generic tool is. I'm using this plugin as a demo, but any generic import plugin would do something like this. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to upload a file, or I can either download it from URL. I'm not sure if the internet connection works, but what I have here is the hot trends from Google. So Google publishes hot searches trends. I've downloaded that XML of today morning. I would have also downloaded from URL if I would have been online, and I choose what post type I am using it. I want to import it into post, right? It is showing all the other post types. So on the screen I have chosen what element of that XML is something which I want to import. I am choosing item because that has all the content. Yeah, now this is the main thing. Here, this is what I meant by a generic plugin approach. And what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to assign that. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to assign a title goes to title, whatever, content goes to content, and then I run it. Now even if you're developing a bespoke plugin or something, this is the actual core import activity that you would be doing. You would have an XML or a JSON source, and you would typically map things which may break if you're doing bespoke. A plugin like this would just help you to automatically do it, or have an automated cron job or something. Or if you have to fix it at a later date, you just drag, edit the input and change. That is something which WP All Import lets you do. Let's do a quick one about. Okay. So what I was trying to do is that I was trying to show you how Kimono works. This is one, just 2 minutes? Fine. So Kimono is one tool which resides as a browser plugin. I mean it's an extension, you can use that. And
It's a Chrome extension.
Yeah, it's a Chrome extension. What it does is that it's a cloud-based service, but the first setup is Chrome. So in Chrome, I'm not sure if it's working in the internet, but once you click it, it lets you create, it lets you identify tables within your page, or it lets you identify items of divs, and it will let you create an API out of any web accessible page, and that will be there for your access. You can use it anytime, reuse for import or any other activity outside WordPress as well. I think there's some problem with the internet, so I couldn't do that demo, but you can explore kimonolabs.com or import.io. These are the tools that you can use for importing from Open Web. And to answer your question in that context, something, what you would have probably done is that you would have simply used the CSV export from the database and use a plugin.
Match it with the tables and.
No, so you can drag, and so that's what I just showed, right? In this, you can drag and decide what element goes where. Any other questions? Should that be all? If you have any other questions, you can always get in touch with me. My Twitter handle is Akshay Rajesh. Yeah. Cool.
Does it also import other formats like JSON?
Yeah, so it imports CSV, JSON, Excel, XML. Yeah.
This Kimono you spoke about, right? Kimono imported item. You don't need access to the database or any export format, right?
No.
So generic, there was what do you call it? HTML output. It identifies.
So Kimono as a
Web
company.
scraping tool.
So it's created cool.
Yeah, it just scrapes the HTML and everything.
Yeah,
and
it only
creates it
requires
for you.
access to HTML.
And that creates an input for my WordPress.
So the output of Kimono would be a JSON or a CSV format, which you can use in this plugin or otherwise any which
Is
way.
WP All Import a paid plugin?
It has a fully version as well.
Okay. What are the restrictions?
I think the restrictions are maybe media import is not allowed, or some parts are not, but yeah, custom post types are not allowed. Kimono is a free service. As long as the API that you create, you keep it public, it is a free service. Kimono is a very large company actually. Yeah, so I was just taking questions. My session is Any other questions, you can follow up with me on email or Twitter. And I'm any case here around all the way till day end.
So Akshay, how did you do from WP Scrapper to WP XML import?
So I still maintain that plugin, and the philosophically it's quite different, you know. So that's more to do with just embedding pieces of data, and this is actually to do with importing data from it.
Basically, we can start using that and we can import over here.
This I wouldn't relate it to Sting. It is more to do with importing structured data into WordPress. Sting is probably just one small part of it.
See, for example, I need to create a post out of some other sites.
I think let's continue the discussion offline.